Hey guys and girls, welcome to your write lesson today. Let's begin with our learning target. I can write using reasons to support my opinion. Remember, an opinion is what you think, feel, or believe about something. And an opinion is what helps you make a choice about something. Your opinion is more believable when you have supporting reasons to prove and back up why you feel and think and believe the way you do. It's okay if your opinion is not the same as everyone else's because we are all entitled to our own opinion, but just remember, the better your reasons are, the more supporting details that you have, the more examples that you use, that's going to make your opinion more believable. That's going to make your opinion more persuading to other people, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to persuade them to feel, think, and believe the way that we do. So in order to do that, we need to make sure we have good supporting reasons and examples. Today, we're going to focus on word choice. We're going to talk about ways to make your writing more interesting by changing some of the boring words in our story to words that are more interesting. Sometimes authors use boring words, or sometimes they say the same words over and over and over again, which also makes your writing boring. So when we take those boring words out, or those words that we repeat over and over and over again, and when we replace those with more interesting words, our writing becomes better. It becomes more interesting. Readers want to read our writing when the words are more interesting and not repetitive. So I'm going to read this text. It's called Monopoly is One of the Best Board Games. This is a persuasive essay written by another author. As I read it, I want you to focus on some of the word choices that the author makes. I want you to focus on some words that make this writing interesting. They're going to be like good, strong adjectives. Those are describing words. And good, strong verbs. Those are going to be our action words. So I'm going to start reading. There are 4 paragraphs. Remember, the first paragraph is our introduction and our lead that hooks us and grabs our attention. So let's go ahead and mark these off. So here's paragraph 1. It's going to be our intro. We have paragraph 2. That's going to be our first reason with examples. We have paragraph 3. That's going to have our second reason and examples. And then our 4th paragraph is going to be our conclusion, the way we wrap it up. Now, I'm going to swap over to highlighter. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to read the text, read the essay. Monopoly is one of the best board games. As I do that, I want you to pay attention to words that the author uses in this text that are interesting. We want to stay away from those boring words. So, all right, here we go. Friday night is family game night at our house. We love to play board games on family game night. We have played all kinds of board games. Out of all the games we have played, we think Monopoly is one of the best. First, there are so many versions or types of Monopoly to choose from. Monopoly used to come in just the classic or regular version. However, Monopoly has created the Disney edition, Marvel Comics edition, Nintendo edition, and even a Christmas edition. In each edition, the game pieces change to go along with the theme. For example, in the Disney edition, the game pieces include characters like Snow White and Pinocchio. Another thing that is different in each version is the properties you can buy. There is a Monopoly edition for every family. The best part of Monopoly is making money and spending it. Right when you begin the game, you have money to spend. As you land on different properties or spaces in the game, you can purchase them. You can buy houses and hotels to go on your property. When other people land on them, you get to ask them for their money. That part is exciting. There are other ways to get money as well. If you land on a space labeled free parking, you get to collect money. Last, there are cards named Community Chest and Chance. These cards can take your money or give you money when you get them. If you're searching for a board game that is excellent to play with family and friends, Monopoly is the game for you. You will love the chance to buy, sell, and take money from other players. That's why Monopoly is one of the best board games around. Okay, so let's just go through and see if the author uses any interesting or unique word choices. some of the word choices might be specific to this topic. This topic is Monopoly, proving that Monopoly is the best board game of all the board games. So let's go through and we can find some specific vocabulary words that are special to just Monopoly, the game, or are there any strong and powerful adjectives and verbs that the author uses, okay? So I'm going to start with paragraph 1. Friday night is family game night at our house. We love to play board games on family game night. We have played all kinds of board games. Out of all of the games we have played, we think Monopoly is one of the best. I think just simply saying love, I know it's a word that we use quite often, but it's a little bit stronger than just saying I like it, okay? So love could be a strong, powerful word. First, there are so many versions. Now, that's a word right there that you don't hear very often. And I like how in the very next part of the sentence it says or type. So this author is telling us what is a version, and it is a type. So version is a strong word that describes the different types of Monopoly games. I like how the author uses the addition. He keeps he talks about the different additions that they have. In each edition, it's just the games that have different themes. So once again, that's another strong word that's specific just to this game. Let's see. Third paragraph. The best part of Monopoly is making money and spending it. Right when you begin the game, you have money to spend. As you land on different properties, there's another word that's special and strong when you think about the game Monopoly. A property is just a space in the game, but the author described that space in the game as a property. So that makes that a strong, interesting word. It says you can purchase. I think purchase is a strong verb. Instead of saying you can purchase the properties, he could have said you buy it. Buy is sort of a boring word that we use quite often. So instead of saying buy, you could say purchase. And so I think that's a strong, interesting word. When other people land on them, you get to ask them for their money. That part is exciting. There's a strong adjective, exciting. There are other ways to get money as well. If you land on spaces labeled free parking, you get to collect money. I think collect is a good, strong good, strong verb, because you could just say you get money, but it says you collect it. So I think that's a little bit stronger than just saying you get the money. Last, there are cards named Community Chest and Chance. These cards can take your money or give your money when you get them. Paragraph 4, if you're searching for a board game. Now, there's a strong word, searching. It's a little bit stronger and more interesting than just saying if you're looking or if you're trying to find a board game. Instead of saying you're trying to find or if you're looking, you could just say if you're searching. That's a little bit more interesting than just simply saying looking. For a board game that is excellent, there's that other word, it's similar to exciting. To play with family and friends, Monopoly is the game for you. You will love the chance to buy, sell, and take money from other players. That's why Monopoly is one of the best board games around. So just a few simple ways that you can add details to your writing is to remove those boring adjectives and verbs from your writing and replace them with some strong ones, some strong word choices. Let's look on this next page. Now, I'm going to add this to your Seesaw in just a minute. But here are just some anchor charts that you can use as a good resource to help you replace these boring words that we sometimes overuse or sometimes we repeat ourselves too much, and we can replace them with these strong synonyms, words that mean the same or almost the same. So in the first poster, all the boxes are different colors. And it's like, let's look at the first box, said. It says, instead of said, use, and then all of these words in this yellow box, this first yellow box, mean the same as said. They're just a little bit more interesting or stronger. You could say responded, stated, exclaimed, whispered, shouted. It's just different ways that characters can say something. So if you catch yourself saying the same word, he said, she said, we said, they said, mama said, then you might change some of the words to some of these synonyms in this box. Instead of saying pretty is just a boring old adjective. So you could say beautiful, lovely, glamorous, stunning, gorgeous. So there's just a lot of ways we could use these charts as we're writing. I'm going to use them as I change some of my boring words in my essay. So we'll be flipping back and forth to this. And then, like I mentioned earlier, when it's your turn to write, I will be posting this in Seesaw so you can have this resource as well. Let's look at ways to make our words more interesting. So I have 3 sentences here. The first one is the ice cream is good. Good is a word that we use quite often when we're speaking and when we're writing. A lot of times students use this word to describe the way people feel. So it's just a word that we overuse. What's a better way to say the ice cream is good? What's another strong word for good? Delicious. Delicious. The ice cream is delicious is so much stronger than just saying the ice cream is good. What about mouth-watering? Mouth-watering. If the ice cream is so good, it is mouth-watering. I mean, when you think about it, your mouth just starts watering. If I refer back to my anchor chart and I look right here, instead of good, we could say great, pleasant, marvelous, delightful, superior, wonderful, splendid, superb, grand, terrific, amazing, excellent. All of those are strong words that mean the same as good, and they make your writing more interesting. Let's look at the second sentence. Miss Sears is nice. Once again, nice is just a boring word that we overuse. We repeat it all the time. So what's another way of saying Miss Sears is nice, but in a more interesting or stronger way? Let's look. Caring. Miss Sears is caring. That means that she cares for others. That's a little bit more stronger than just saying she's nice. All right, what about friendly? Miss Sears is friendly. What kind of person is she? She's a good friend if she's friendly. Let's go back to our anchor chart and find some other words that mean the same as nice. Let's see if it's on here. Oh, right there. Instead of nice, use kind, thoughtful, gracious, considerate, decent, humane, cordial, warm, courteous, agreeable, congenial. All of those words mean nice, but it's just a stronger, more interesting way to saying it. I liked the book. Okay, like is just, once again, a very boring word. How can we make it more interesting? We could say, I enjoyed the book, or I adored the book. If you adore it, you really like it. It's more than just a like. Let's go back to our anchor chart and let's just see if it says like. Right here. Instead of like, we could say love, admire, appreciate, fancy, adore, idolize, prefer, cherish, care for, favor, enjoy, treasure. All of those are words that mean the same, synonyms as like, but they are a little bit more interesting than just saying like. Okay, now it's my turn. So before you go off to your essay, I want to edit my essay. My challenge for you today is to refer back to your essay about your favorite candy, and I want you to find 3 boring words or 3 words that you repeat over and over and over again, and I want you to change them to a more interesting or stronger word, okay? So I'm going to start with paragraph 1 in mine, and guys and girls, I'm not erasing. No, you're writing your essay on paper. Mine is digital so that you can see mine clearly. However, yours is on paper, so do not erase. I want you to use your pencil, and I want you to cross off the word and replace it. Just simply write in the word that you're going to replace it with, the strong word that you're going to replace it with. Here we go. So I'm going to get my pen. I'm going to change colors to red, so just so you can see it. And let's get started. Do you like the taste of sweet, ooey gooey caramel and sour green apples mixed together? Then you would love caramel apple pops. In my opinion, caramel apple pops are the best candy ever. I feel like I've already used some strong words here when I said sweet, ooey gooey, love, best. I think those are already some strong words, so I'm going to go on to paragraph 1. The first reason I believe that caramel apple pops are the best is because they have yummy caramel on the outside. For example, most suckers do not have caramel on them. This makes caramel apple pops even more special. Caramel is so sweet and good. I love how it is so sticky and gooey. Now, so I noticed that, okay, so yummy, that's a pretty good word. I said sticky, gooey here. Sweet again, but this is the word that I mentioned earlier that we kind of use too much. We just say it's good, it feels good, it looks good, it tastes good. Well, what is good? Caramel is so sweet, and what's another way that I could say good but in a more interesting way. Let's go back to our anchor chart. All right, here we are right here. Great, pleasant, marvelous, delightful. Ooh, I could say caramel is delightful, superior, wonderful, terrific, splendid, excellent, amazing. I think I'm going to go with delightful. Let's see if that makes sense. Caramel is so delightful and sweet. Now that sounds a lot better. So I'm just going to cross it off and write delightful. Caramel is so sweet and delightful. I love how it is so sticky and gooey. So much better already. Another reason I think caramel apple pops are the best is because they are seasonal and are only sold at one time of the year. This means every year around Halloween, I get so happy to look on the candy shelves for caramel apple pops because that is the only time of the year you can buy them in stores. Now, one word that stands out to me, now I think seasonal is a very strong word that I've used. That word means, only comes out once a season. I think this word right here, happy, is a little bit boring. This means every year around Halloween, I get so happy to look on the candy shelves for caramel apple pops. Well, I get more than happy. Like, what's a stronger word to help me describe and explain how I feel? So let's come back over here. Oh, look, here we are right here. Instead of happy, we could say glad, jubilant, joyful, thrilled, cheerful, merry, content, pleased, delighted, jolly, elated. Ooh, I like that word elated. Let's go back and see if that makes sense. If I replaced happy with elated, let's see if that makes sense. This means every year on Halloween, I get so elated to look on the candy shelves for caramel apple pops because that is the only time of year you can buy them in stores. Ooh, and I think I'm going to change this word to purchase. That would be a little bit more stronger of a word. Purchase. Oh, the only time of year you can purchase them. And look, there's a mistake that I just noticed. In stores. Okay? Some people disagree and think that blow pops are the best. They say they are better than caramel apple pops because they have bubble gum on the inside. However, I still think caramel apple pops are the most delicious candy because it is made of two good treats in one. Now, delicious, I feel like, is a strong adjective, delicious. But I'm concerned with this word. There's that word that we use all the time, good. It is made of two good treats in one. Let's go back to our chart and see if we can find another way to describe the good caramel and apple taste together. All right, here we are. Great, pleasant, marvelous, superior, wonderful, grand, terrific, amazing. Let's try wonderful or amazing. Let's go back and see if one of those would work. However, I still think caramel apple pops are the most delicious candy because it is made of two wonderful treats in one. Okay, I'll take that. That sounds much better. So I'm going to cross it off. I'm not erasing. So now my sentence says, however, I still think caramel apple pops are the most delicious candy because it is made of two wonderful treats in one. So super duper easy task for you to do today. I want you to head over to Seesaw. You're going to find your writing essay on your favorite candy. I want you to find at least 3 boring words, maybe words that are just boring, like good, nice, happy, sad, or words that you repeat over and over again because that makes your writing boring as well. And I want you to change them to some more interesting words or stronger adjectives or more strong types of verbs. I will be sharing these anchor charts with you so that you can refer back to them to find synonyms, words that mean the same as the one you're trying to place in your writing. We just want you to look for those verbs and adjectives and describing words that are stronger because that makes your writing more interesting. So head on over to Seesaw and happy writing.